Hello, I'm Oliver Jeffers.
Hi, I'm Sam Winston.
And we'd like to invite you on an adventure into the world of stories.
Books let us explore unknown places and ignite the imagination. Here is a sneak peek.
Just like real life, fictional worlds operate consistently within a spectrum of physical and societal rules. That's what makes these intricate worlds believable, comprehensible, and worth exploring. Authors of science fiction and fantasy literally build worlds. They make rules, maps, lineages, languages, cultures, universes, alternate universes within universes, and from those worlds sprout story after story after story. When it's done well, readers can understand fictional worlds and their rules just as well as the characters that live in them do, and sometimes just as well or even better than the reader understands the world outside of the book. But how? How can human-made squiggles on a page reflect lights into our eyes that send signals to our brains that we logically and emotionally decode as complex narratives that move us to fight, cry, sing, and think, that are strong enough not only to hold up a world that is completely invented by the author, but also to change the reader's perspective on the real world that resumes only when the final squiggle is reached?
Eat, Pray and Love is about how to be actually inspiring and how to learn to inspire other people.
如果可以的话，我希望能够走进解忧杂货铺里，然后在那里住上一段时间，把我对现在的一些疑惑和苦恼写下来，放到那个小盒子里面。这样的话，当我收到回信的时候，我可以更加淡定、从容和平和地享受当下的生活。
The book that I didn't want to end is called Momo, and the reason why is because I would really love to see who becomes the next Momo and what further positive changes can happen in our world.
So the book that I have read and really loved and would love to continue more of, I wish there was more, is calculus. I've studied up through calculus 3 and even calculus 4, differential equations, and I always loved calculus, and if I could, I would live in a world with calculus and have it go on forever.
A book which story I didn't like to end was the trilogy of Divergent, because at the end in Allegiant, I will tell you the end, but I would like the main character to be able to take more action.
A book called White Castle by Orhan Pamuk, and I read this in I think I was either in 8th grade or in 9th grade, and it impressed me a lot, and it made me want to travel back to the 17th century Ottoman Empire times, to Istanbul.
If I choose to write about my life story, I would like to maybe use biography. I think a lot about writing my parents' story, but maybe I might add some mysterious fact in my biography.
So if I were to publish a book about my life, I think that the kind of character I would be probably a lovable antagonist, and a combination of that and maybe like a Bill Bryson in one of his travel books, someone who is an observer and yet kind of like on the outside, but has just kind of a like absurd but also very poignant sort of commentary.
If I write book, it has to be the biography, because I want to tell the people all my personal life story in a natural and real personal way of living, to share with other people.
If I was going to tell the story of my life, it would be Don Quixote-esque. Lots of adventures, comedy, tragedy, triumph, and I don't think it really has an ending. It just keeps going.
I think I would want to be a part of Into the Wild. Now, even though the main character dies in the end, I think the adventure sounds awesome. I would love to be able to just go on a journey, explore, and test myself as well to see what I could handle and what kind of scenarios I'd be able to be a part of, and what kind of scenarios I'd be able to overcome and the difficulties that he overcomes.
I would love to live in the book of Vedat Türkali, which is a very famous Turkish writer, Bir Gün Tek Başına. It talks about political events of 1960s in Istanbul, and his writing will take you to that time like a time machine.
I'd like to live in Harry Potter's world, and I maybe want just to be an observer there, because I think that's cool enough to live in the world. I want to actually visit and be started at Hogwarts, and you know, to see how good a wizard I could grow into.
I would love to live in the story of the book The Shadow of the Wind, because this book is about books, but about special books that choose their owners. And when they have chosen the owner and the owner of the book starts reading it, the characters come to life.
So I think the book I want to be in is Siddhartha. I've spoken about it several times while working at the school. It's the story of a young Indian boy who's on a quest for enlightenment, and he's got lots of twists and turns in his life, lots of positive and negative experiences, but what he learns in the end is everything is unified. So he starts to recognize that the enlightenment is actually the unity of all things. So in this sense, he starts to realize that everything that's ever happened to him, because it contributes to enlightenment, has been good. So it gives perspective that everything that happens to us is meant to happen to us for a reason. And if we start to see the unity of all things, our lives will be enhanced and we will finally reach enlightenment. So I just love the concept, and I live with that book inside my heart, so that would be my choice.